So I know people are like, why are you making a video talking great about Caleb Williams when the Bears just got whooped by the Colts 21-16? The real reason is, yes, wins and losses matter, but you need a good quarterback to be able to get you all those W's. And I think Caleb is developing into that in front of our very eyes. People are going to focus on the 2 interceptions that he threw, which, granted, hey, they were mistakes. There's a bunch of other mistakes besides the 2 interceptions that he made that, of course, he's going to have to get those polished. And that's the thing. He threw interceptions. But what I like noticing is, what does a player do? What does a quarterback do when he throws an interception? Does he just kind of pout and for the rest of the game just throw 2-3 yard completions? Or does he go out, pretend it never happened, and throw out 30-40 yard bombs? That's what Caleb was doing. He threw a pick. He said, okay, cool, bet. Next drive or a few drives after that, I'm going to be throwing the ball. I don't care if I threw 2-3 picks. I'm going to keep throwing the ball, and I'm going to keep throwing it deep and not get scared of it. And I like that. It almost seemed like he got comfortable with throwing interceptions. And in my opinion, even though this is about to sound kind of weird, it's kind of important for a quarterback to get comfortable with throwing interceptions. Quarterbacking, it's about the flow, it's about the rhythm, and confidence. Those are the 3 main things you need to be a good quarterback in this league. And if you're super scared to throw the ball because, oh God, if I throw it's going to be an interception, and then, oh God, everything is going to be worse, right? That's kind of what Bryce Young has. You have to be comfortable with the uncomfortable. You can't be a franchise winning quarterback if you're not able to go down the field and snatch victory from the other team, okay? You want to put the team on your back. You got to be able to throw the ball out 50 yards, 60 yards. After throwing an interception, cool, I'm going to come back, throw a 60-yard touchdown. Bet. What you going to do now? You have to have that ability. Certain players just don't have that. But Caleb, at least in this game, showed that he does. Threw 2 interceptions. That still didn't stop him. Scored both of his touchdowns in the 4th quarter. Made it a very close game at the end. Slightly, I think it was too late, but I think if he continues with his momentum, he's going to be moving on to LA now. If y'all know, LA, they giving up points to everybody. Especially at the quarterback position. They're letting quarterbacks destroy their defense left and right. Look at Kyler Murray. Look at Brock Purdy. Every offense, every quarterback that has played against the Rams defense this year, they look great against that defense. So I think Caleb, if he continues that momentum, I think he's going to put up crazy numbers against Los Angeles next week. But there were mistakes. In my opinion, he overthrew the ball a lot. And to me, some of these were worse than the interceptions, because I think one of the interceptions was one of those, hey, you threw it, receiver bobbles it, and then the defense makes change. People focus on the interceptions, cool, but like what people aren't focusing on is how badly he's overthrowing some of these passes. There was passes I saw, man, that he overthrew that I'm like, man, that would have been a first down. That could have definitely been a potential touchdown pass. There was a few of those, we gonna be Elmo. Overthrow, that's the word of the day, overthrow. Okay, remember it. Caleb, remember it. Overthrow, the act of throwing over the target. Okay, the dude has a cannon for an arm, but he kind of has to learn how to calibrate it, and I think that's just gonna take time. That's gonna take the throwing picks, throwing the ball out. I think the more reps he gets, the better. Stop fearing him messing up a game. If he does, that's cool, but if he's able to learn from that and go past that and become better, then hey, it's worth sacrificing 1 or 2 games. Either way, the Bears, nobody expected them to be competing in the Super Bowl or even competing for a playoff spot. It's a good squad, it's a good roster, but we're still developing. It's still a young roster, so let's keep developing it. Let's try to just take care of the ball and let our defense win games. You're gonna kill Caleb's confidence doing that. Okay, 2 things that I noticed that Chicago does have to improve for Caleb. They came through and gave him great receivers, so whenever he wanted to play it safe, he'd give it out to Cole Kmet, to DJ Moore. But whenever he wanted to have some fun, whenever he wanted to be toxic, he looked at his homeboy, Rome Odunze. He said, go low, Rome. What did he finish with? He finished with 6 receptions, 112 yards, and a touchdown. That was a welcome to the NFL type party. And I like this because, Rome went off, Malik Neighbors went off, Marvin Harrison Jr. also had a good game. So it's like, I knew those 3 receivers out of the whole receiver class, those 3 were the ones, right? And it's cool seeing all 3 of them pop off same week. Makes you feel like, yeah, this draft class gonna be special one day. I think we're gonna have long conversations about this wide receiver draft class one day. Loved what I saw from Rome. Loved the fact that Caleb was not favoring one receiver. He was going to everybody. And keep in mind, Keenan Allen ain't even back yet. So when Keenan Allen does come back, oh yeah, things are going to get even more crazy. One thing for sure, though, the Bears got to improve. And this is crucial. You guys are killing Caleb over this. And it's not the O-line. That's what everybody's talking about, right? So what are we going to talk about if we not go, what are we going to talk about it if everybody's talking about it? But I also think Caleb suffers from the same thing that Justin Fields suffered from. And sometimes he likes to hold the ball just a little bit too long. But I also feel like their O-line isn't great. I don't feel they're the worst, but I just don't feel like they're amazing or even good, right? I think they're below average. But I don't think they're the worst O-line in the NFL, which is not good. Possibly the worst run offensive line in the NFL, but that's the thing I want to go over. It's the run game. The run game is atrocious. It's horrible. And that's the problem, is that you can't set up Caleb with play action with this horrible run game. Because you know how more accurate he'd be if you're able to actually force your will, run the ball up their gut, and then they're like, you know what, we got to send people down into the box, and then boop, it opens up for Caleb. But guess what? Y'all ain't doing that. Y'all ain't running it with anybody. Y'all keep running it with DeAndre Swift. And I'm telling you right here, DeAndre Swift is just not a bell cow running back. He is not the guy. He is a good supporting running back. He is a good scat back, gadget back, whatever y'all want to call it. Whatever cutesy nickname you want to call it. But DeAndre Swift isn't give him the ball 20 times and run him and have him run and will you to a win. He is not that dude. Okay, and that's the thing. They're using him wrong. He had 13 carries for 20 yards. He's averaging 1.5 yards a run. And if you look at his other games, game 1, he had a 20-yard run. If you take that 20-yard run away, he's averaging 1-point-something yards a carry. He's averaging 1-point-something yards per carry in every game, basically. And it's like, that's not going to get it done. And they keep using him that way. Plus, he's averaging 2 receptions a game. And it's like, you're using him the opposite of how you should use him. You should use him so Caleb can pass the ball, because that's the thing. He's really good at catching the ball. He's a really good receiving back. And in my opinion, give Roschon Johnson the ball 20 times next game. I promise you gonna find your lead back right there and then. Roschon Johnson, look, they've used 5 running backs this whole year. They'll use Homer, or Khalil Herbert, or DeAndre Swift, or Roschon Johnson. Caleb also, runs it a decent amount. And honestly, in my opinion, Roschon Johnson is the best pure runner out of all the running backs. Give him more carries. He finished the game off with 8 carries, 30 yards. He's averaging at 3.8 yards a carry, almost 4 yards a carry. That's the best you've gotten from any running back this year. So just give him the ball 20 times. I don't know why. And it's funny because Roschon also caught 4 receptions for 32 yards, caught 2 more receptions than DeAndre. So it's like, you even using him in the pass game more than you're using DeAndre. Just have Roschon be your starter. I promise you he's going to be better. Now, is he a legitimate back that's going to provide great running back quality, quality running for this team? That's yet to be seen. I'm just saying, from my eye test, the dude looks better. From the stat line, he looks better. He just looks like the better running back. I don't care if you're playing DeAndre Swift more. It's about winning games, right? Start the man. Start Roschon next game. Have him be your lead running back. I promise you, I ain't going to look back. Caleb Williams' ability to move in the pocket was also 10 out of 10. It was amazing. Dude was out here moving and grooving like Shakira in the pocket. Probably got matching nails with her too, you know what I mean? But dude was moving. He was controlling the pocket. It kind of helps supplement a not very good offensive line when your quarterback can extend plays like that and then has a ton of playmakers to get open. And I think this will work. I think once he plays a few not good defenses, because dude, started off playing Tennessee, Houston, then Indianapolis, 3 somewhat underrated defenses. I think once he starts playing a few bad defenses, he gets that confidence within him. I think he's going to start having crazy good games. Overall, what I loved was his pocket awareness, his ability to, he did have a fumble in the game on top of the 2 interceptions, and that fumble was a very big deal, and he did not have good pocket awareness in that play. But overall, I feel like he had good pocket awareness. I feel like he was able to extend plays. He was able to look comfortable. He was able to look like the Caleb Williams that we saw in college, right? And it's like, look, you're surprised because he's able to extend plays. Of course he is. That's the main reason they drafted him, that was his main thing. And yes, but sometimes you get somebody because you see them doing something in college, but they're not able to replicate it in the NFL. Right now, we found out that at least in this game, Caleb Williams was able to replicate that. And it's funny because he didn't even rush the ball a lot. He just had a lot of moments where he was escaping the pocket, extending the play, throwing his big long pass to Rome Odunze. So like, I love that. I love that. I love that they let Caleb just have fun, go out, go off. You know, even if you throw interceptions, I feel like they told him that, like, yo, forget it. If you throw interceptions, who cares? Like, come back at it, keep passing. We have a good defense. We'll handle it. So I love that. I love that he went off. He looks fluid. He looks fun. Those 2 interceptions were bad. The fumble was bad, but I think he's gonna recuperate. I think he's gonna get better. I think he's gonna play better. And I think Bear fans have a lot to look forward to. I'm kind of jealous as a Dolphins fan. I'm just trying to hope my quarterback don't die. If you love this content, if you want to see more, if you want to keep following Caleb or the Dolphins or all these other storylines throughout the season, make sure you hit the subscribe. I'm going to have more videos out. Peace.